Peace, y'all. This your brother, Mr. Holipsism. Um, I haven't been doing my mus movie reviews in quite some time. I did it on the channel that I had when they suspended this man. I did created another channel, and I did movie reviews on there. And I wanted to incorporate movie reviews into my content on the new channel as well. It's just that last year was probably one of the worst years of my life. Had a lot of personal loss in the family, and just everything was just wrong last year. 2015 was horrible. Um, so it kind of took me out of the loop. I wasn't really going to the movies the way that I used to. A lot of the movies that I used to catch more consistently, I would leave work because I work overnight, and I would go to a matinee in the morning, and I would catch a lot of movies in the morning, away from the crowds, and it's cheaper, away from the crowds. You can just sit back and enjoy yourself. But I haven't been doing that. One of my friends who I used to go with at my job, he got fired from the job, so that kind of killed it for me too. Because before I used to have somebody I can go with and just chill, have a good time. But let's get to Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, I have not seen this movie yet, so this is not a review. I want people to think that I'm reviewing the movie. But I was thinking about it, and I'm seeing the response to it, and it's just amazing to me. Batman versus Superman is sort of like an alley-oop for a movie company, for a studio. It's an alley-oop. It sells itself. If all you have to do is have the right vision, put it out there correctly, and people will lose their minds. You don't have to sell it. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things that, you know, when people find out there's going to be a Batman versus Superman movie, you don't have to go through any extra advanced marketing, or they're going to go. They guys are saying, I remember when they first said they were going to do it, most people were saying, Just take my money already." This is something that a lot of fanboys have been waiting their entire lives for. Now, growing up, I was a DC. I wasn't a DC guy. I was a Marvel guy. Um, I just found Marvel comics more compelling. I never really liked Superman. I think Batman is probably DC's greatest character in terms of depth. Batman kind of reminds me of a Marvel property. Um, so with that being said, I wasn't super amped up about Batman versus Superman. Number one, because I always felt the matchup made no sense to me. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me. And I think that this movie is basically fan service, you know? And that's what I'm getting from the reviews and from people, because it's like everybody who's not really into the fan service is saying, why is Batman fighting Superman? I thought they were two good guys. You know, that isn't really my issue. I don't have a problem with that because good guys fighting each other happens all the time in the comics. That's nothing odd. Um, my issue is, and the reason why I'm not too excited about seeing it, I'm going to see it. I'm not saying that I'm not. I'm just saying that I'm not excited about it. Um, when I first heard about the concept, I was like, okay, that's interesting. Then they did the teaser where they showed, visually what was lifted right out of the Dark Knight Returns, and it looked very good. I mean, they got the right guy, Zack Snyder. He's visually, I don't think anybody's going to complain about Zack Snyder. That's not what his issues are. His issues seem to be story. He has a problem with that matching the visuals. But you know, it piqued my interest. When I saw that, it looked like it was lifted right off the pages, and it piqued my interest. Then we had the first full trailer, and I said this at the time, and I still say this, and a lot of people may agree or disagree with me. That first full trailer of Batman v Superman is probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen. Period. Marvel, whatever. It was perfect because it managed to do something. It managed to pique my interest when I wasn't really interested in it like that. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw the trailer and I saw the way that they handled it, they didn't give you too much. They gave you just enough to pique your interest. And they gave you the context because in the trailer, like one of the things that I always was wondering about is why is Batman fighting Superman to begin with? And in the trailer, they show why, the motivation behind Batman, and it fit. You know, if you saw Man of Steel, um, you know that in that movie, one of my complaints was that a lot of people died, and it didn't seem like anybody paid any attention to it. But in this movie, they seem to be addressing it, and it's actually an issue. And Batman was present in Metropolis at the time where the destruction was going on. So he had a personal connection with that. So I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Like the way that they weaved that in. So I was all on board. At that point, I was on board. Then we got, I think it was the second full length trailer, I believe, or the last one. I can't remember. But the last video, well, you know what I'm talking about when I start talking about it. In this last trailer, you saw it started off really good. You saw a conversation between Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. It was a good conversation. It was quick. It gave both people's point of views. It was perfect for a trailer. Didn't give away a lot about the movie, but it gave you that sense of where these two characters are coming from, a profile. Started off great. I love the visuals. They didn't give away the shop. They weren't showing too much. And then at the end of the trailer, who comes rolling down the edge of a building and sliding up into the scene? Freaking Doomsday. And when I first saw it, I'm like, huh? What? Then Doomsday shoots beams out of his eyes, and then we reveal Wonder Woman. Like, okay. Then there's a shot with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman in the same frame. And then they do this stupid little, I guess this was supposed to be funny. Um, Superman says, is she with you? To Batman, and Batman says, I thought she was with you. And it just totally took me out of the vibe that they were going for. It wasn't funny, and it was jarring. You know, like it was like you're going from one extreme to the other. The tone of the movie is serious, and then you want to crack jokes toward the end, and then you give away so much. You basically have given away the entire plot of the movie. Now, I don't know the details. I can't tell you the first act, the third, and whatever, but I can tell you overall what's going to happen. What's going to happen is there's going to be some conflict between Superman and Batman. It's going to eventually lead to them to fight. I don't know how the fight is going to turn out, but I do know that after the fight, they're going to be on the same side and they're going to team up with Wonder Woman against Doomsday. So, what the fuck is the reason for me to see this movie? You know, people who want spoilers are really amazing to me. I can never understand. It's like if they get their way, let's say you have Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck show up on a show. For the fanboy and the person that likes spoilers, they would they would rather have Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill give you the entire movie, tell you everything that's going to happen. Oh, tell us what's going to happen. Give us some spoilers. And they tell you everything, destroy and reveal every plot point and whatever. You sit back and you're giddy and giggling because you know so much. So then what's the fucking point of seeing the movie? What's the point? If you already know what's going to happen, why are you going through the experience? Like one of the things that pissed me off about the first Avengers, even though I loved the Avengers, it was great and I had a great time seeing it. Probably one of the best times at the movies I've had in a while. What bothered me was there were parts of it toward the end that took all the dramatic tension was taken out of it because you've already shown it to us in the trailer. And I mean big parts. When Tony Stark closes the wormhole or whatever and falls out of the sky, can you imagine the tension and the drama of that moment had we not known that the Hulk was going to grab him when he was falling and save him? You know, we already knew. When you see him falling down, you go, oh, okay, this is the part in the trailer where the Hulk comes and jumps in and saves him. Why did you show that? You know, I don't like, and this is the reason why, I want to say, oh, I don't want to watch any trailers. It's virtually impossible. If somebody drops a Captain America Civil War trailer, I'm going to click on that shit and watch it. I'm sorry. And then most people are going to do the same thing. What I would hope is that the studios and the people, the creative people in charge, have the brain power and the sense enough to not give away the shop. And that's the reason why I'm not excited about seeing Batman v Superman, because it's the equivalent of busting off during foreplay. You know, you got this girl, she got a nice body and all this fat ass, big, nice lips and all this stuff, and you getting ready to get down, you'll start making out, and then, oh shit, ah. How was it for you? How was it for the girl puts her coat on and leaves? That's how it was. You just bust your shit, bust your load before the movie even starts. And so that trailer pissed me off. That Batman versus Superman trailer where they showed Doomsday and they showed Wonder Woman pissed me the fuck off and totally deflated every ounce of interest that I had in this movie. So I'm just letting you know. I mean, I don't know why I did this video. I was hoping that maybe, you know, other people would feel the same way that I did. Maybe there's other people out there who felt the same way when they saw the trailer, you know? And that's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'll holler at you good people later. Peace.